Welcome you all to the lecture series. Today we'll look into the next category of instructions, that is data processing instructions. In the previous video, we have already seen the data transfer instructions and the various types of data transfers that can occur. Here we'll deal with the data processing instructions. Under data processing instructions, there are various types. That is, the instructions can be arithmetic instructions, logical instructions, rotate and shift instructions, conversion of signed data from byte or half word to word, and reversing data bytes. So, in addition to this, there are special instructions which also do data processing, which we'll look into them later. Okay. In Cortex M3, the instructions can have multiple instruction formats. Okay, this is because we know that the Cortex M3 supports thumb-2 technology or the thumb-2 instruction set. This thumb-2 instruction set is an superset of 16-bit thumb instruction set and the 32-bit ARM instruction set. In other words, the 16-bit thumb instruction set is extended to have or include the 32-bit instructions such that all the tasks can be performed in the same instruction set by achieving maximum performance and also increasing the code density. Now, when you have these different instruction sets, then the formats, the instructions take different formats. For example, now the simplest simplest task what you can think of in a data processing category is the add operation. So the mnemonic for the add operation is add. It is self-explanatory, right? So here I have example, that is add r0 comma r0 comma r1. So here the first operand is the destination and the next two operands are the source which are to be added. So this instruction accounts for r0 equal to r0 plus r1. Okay. Then you can see here a little variation in the previous instruction. Say ADDS r0 comma r0 comma hash 0x12 or 12. So this means the second operand here is a immediate data. As I've already explained, the immediate data always should be preceded by a hash symbol. Okay. So here the instruction is accounting for r0 equal to r0 plus 12. But there is a yes added here, appended here to this add, right? So this, the presence of yes indicates that the flags will be affected. Okay. In the absence of yes, the flags will not be affected. This is when it is using the 32-bit format. Okay. The presence of a yes indicates that the flags will be updated, and without yes, the flags will not be updated. Now the third format here I have is add dot w r0 comma r1 comma r2. So here as it is specified, first one is the destination, so r0 equal to r1 plus r2. Dot w indicates that it is going to pick, the assembler is going to take the 32-bit format of this instruction. Okay. The basic instructions under data processing category are the arithmetic instructions. So arithmetic operations are add, subtract, multiply and divide. Okay. We'll see instructions for these operations one by one. So the first instruction is add. Add rd, rn, rm. So as you know, the first operand is the destination operand, and the next two operand are the source operands. So this instruction is going to add Rn plus Rm, and the sum will be stored in the register Rd. So it is add, this mnemonic is for add, and Rm, that is the second source operand, okay, can be a immediate value as well. Only thing is you have to precede it with the hash symbol. The next instruction is ADC. So sometimes we want to add the carry due to the previous addition or due to previous operation. Okay. So for that the instruction is ADC. ADC full form is add with the carry. So here the Rn plus Rm is formed. In addition to that, the carry is also added. So the carry is a single bit in the APSR register. It's a flag which gets set due to the result of the previous operation, execution of the previous operation. Okay. So this carry also will be added to the two source operands, and the sum will be stored in the destination operand, that is RD. So that is ADC. Okay. Next is the subtract operation. Next three instructions correspond to the subtract operation. So the conventional subtract is, the mnemonic is SUB, and the operands RD, RN, RM. So here Rn minus Rm, that is the second source operand, is subtracted from the first source operand, and the difference will be stored in the destination operand. So here also Rm can be a immediate value. Okay. Just like ADC, we have SBC, that is subtract with the borrow. So here it's the same flag, that is the carry flag, that is going to take care whenever there is a carry in an add operation and whenever there is a borrow in a subtract operation. So here the carry in the subtract operation will be complement to the carry in the add operation. That is, in case of add, the carry, if there is a carry, the carry flag will be set, and if there is no carry, the carry flag will be cleared. Whereas in case of subtract operation, if there was a borrow, then the carry flag will be cleared, and if there is no borrow, then the carry flag will be set. So it will be always complement of the carry flag. So here SBC RD, RN, RM means Rn minus Rm is performed and minus borrow should be coming. So it is complement of carry, that is subtract with borrow is nothing but not of carry. So here that not of carry is written as plus carry minus 1. That means you can verify here, if the carry flag was 0, then the not of 0 is 1. So 1 will be subtracted, and if carry flag was 1, the not of carry will be 0. So 1 minus 1, 0 is subtracted. Plus 0 or minus 0 doesn't matter. Okay. So that is what is the meaning of this expression. And here as well, the second source operand Rm can be a immediate value. Now the next instruction is slightly different. It is RSB. RSB stands for reverse subtract. Okay. So reverse subtract means in the conventional subtract operation instruction, the Rn minus Rm was performed. That is, the second source operand was subtracted from the first source operand. Whereas in case of reverse subtract, Rm minus Rn will be performed, and here as well Rm can be a immediate value. Coming to multiplication, the mnemonic is MUL for multiply. Okay, and the format syntax is RD, RN, RM. So here Rn into Rm is performed and is stored in RD. Okay, then there are multiplication for signed numbers as well, that we'll see a little later. Coming to division, UDiv. UDIV stands for unsigned divide. So UDIV RD, RN, RM will perform Rn divided by Rm, and the quotient will be stored in Rd. This is for signed divide, and the same thing will be performed for the, sorry, this is the UDIV is for unsigned divide, and the same thing will be performed for a signed divide. So that is, for that the mnemonic is SDIV. So here also Rn divided by Rm is performed and the quotient will be in Rd, but this is for the signed divide operation. We'll take an example for the divide operation. So as mentioned, the syntax for the signed and unsigned divide instruction is given by sdiv.w rd, rn, rm. So this is rudiv.w rd, rn, rm. So this is going to perform Rn divided by Rm, and the quotient will be stored in Rd. So as an example, let me take LDR R0, equal to 300. So this instruction is going to load R0 with the value of 300. Note here, this 300 is in decimal. I have not specified here 0x, so it will consider decimal 300. So it will be converted to hex and stored in R0. Next instruction is move R1, hash 5. So I am moving an immediate data 5 into the register R1. So next is udiv operation, that is udiv.w R2, R0, R1. So it is going to perform R0 divided by R1, and the quotient will be stored in R2. R0 is 300, R1 is 5. So 300 divided by 5 will be equal to decimal 60. That will be stored in R2. That is, its x equivalent is 0x3c. This will be stored in R2. Next set of basic operations under the data processing instruction are the logical operations. So logical operations correspond to AND, OR, XOR, and all. Okay. So we'll see the instructions corresponding to this. The first one is the AND instruction. AND RD, RN, RM. This is for bitwise logical AND. Okay. So here Rn and ampersand Rm, that is the bitwise AND operation is performed on these two operands, and the result will be stored in the destination register. So here also Rm, that is the second source operand, can be a immediate value. ORR stands for logical bitwise OR. So here Rn or Rm, bitwise Rm is performed and the result is stored in Rd, and Rm also can be a immediate value. So next instruction is BIC, that is bit clear. Okay, bit clear. So this instruction is going to complement the second operand, that is Rm. Okay, and that is ANDed with the first source operand. That means the expression is Rn and not of Rm. Okay, so AND operation is direct Rn bitwise AND of Rn and Rm, whereas bit clear is a bitwise AND operation of Rn and not complement of Rm, and Rm can be a immediate value. Or similar to bit clear, we have bitwise or not. The mnemonic is ORN. So here the first source operand is ORed with the complement of the second operand. So expression is Rn or bitwise or not of Rm. So Rm can be the second source operand can be a immediate value as well. The next logical operation is XOR, bitwise exclusive OR, and the mnemonic is EOR. Okay, This simply performs bitwise XOR of Rn and Rm operands and stores the result in Rd. The next three instructions actually do not get you any result but only update the flags. These are compare instructions. Okay. So the first form of the compare instruction, the mnemonic is CMP, and it has got only two operands RD, Rn. So it is going to perform RD minus Rn. The compare instruction always performs subtraction of the two operands. So it performs RD minus Rn, but you don't get the difference anywhere. The difference is not stored anywhere, but the flags are updated to reflect the result of this operation. Say for example, if you are subtracting two numbers and both these numbers that is are in these two registers RD and Rn, both are equal. In that case, when you are subtracting one from the other, the answer is 0, but you will not get the answer. But once the answer is 0, the 0 flag will be set to 1. So if you check the 0 flag and if it is set, then you can conclude that the two numbers are equal. Okay. A variation of this compare instruction is compare negated. The mnemonic is CMN. So here it is going to subtract the negative of the second operand. So it is RD minus of Rn. Okay. So the expression becomes RD plus Rn because minus of minus will become plus. Okay. So it is actually performing RD minus of Rn. So that is why it is compare negated. The second operand is negated and then the difference is found, and again the result will not be available, but the flags will be updated according to the result. The next operation is similar, that is test operation, test instruction. The mnemonic is TST. TST performs the AND, bitwise AND of these two operands RD and Rn. But again the result will not be available. It will be reflected by the flags. In all these cases, the second operand can be also a immediate value. We have seen previously the multiply operation with the mnemonic was MUL. This was performing 32, this was taking two 32-bit operands, source operands to multiply, but the destination operand also was 32-bit. So it was only giving you the lower word, 32-bit word to as a product. But Cortex M3 also supports 32-bit multiply instruction and also multiply accumulate instructions that give 64-bit results. So actually when you are multiplying two 32 bits, you will get a 64-bit result, right? So that MUL instruction was not taking care of that. It was giving you only the 32-bit result. This is done by the 64 to give the 64-bit results. These are the instructions. Both for we have both for signed as well as unsigned numbers. For signed values, the instruction is SMULL. Okay, this is for signed multiply. Okay, signed multiply of 32-bit data. So here, since you are multiplying two 32-bit numbers, the two numbers will be held in two 32-bit registers, that is Rn, Rm. But since the result will be 64-bit, you need to have two 32-bit registers to hold the 64-bit result. So first register that you specify, that will be holding the lower word of the 64-bit product, and the next register that you specify will be holding the higher word of the 64-bit result. That is why they are referred here as RDLO, that means lower word, and RD HI, that means this register, whatever you specify in this place, is going to hold the higher word, upper word of the 64-bit result. So the expression for this instruction, we can write it as RDHI, RDLO will be holding the product of Rn and Rm. The next instruction is multiply and accumulate instruction. The mnemonic is SMLAL. The syntax is same as the previous one, RDLO, RDHI, Rn, Rm. So only difference between the previous one and this one is this is going to accumulate the previous product. So it is RDHI, RDLO equal to RDHI, RDLO plus Rn into Rm. That is, it is going to hold the previous value of this, and now currently computed product will be added to the previously accumulated value. Okay, this will go on. If the number of times you use this, it will go on. So this is 32-bit multiply instructions for signed values. Whereas for unsigned values, the instruction is UMULL. This is for unsigned multiplication of 32-bit values. Okay. So this is going to hold RDHI and RDLO is going to hold the 64-bit result. And for multiply and accumulate, the instruction is UMLAL. So this is going to accumulate the previous value and add the currently computed product. So these two instructions UMULL and UMLAL are for 32-bit multiply instructions for unsigned values. Coming to rotate and shift instructions. So here you have left shift, logical left shift and logical right shift, as well as arithmetic right shift, and also rotate right and rotate right with extended. So logical left shift, the mnemonic is LSL. So here I have three variants of this LSL. In the first one I say LSL RD, Rn, immediate value. That means Rn, that is the second operand here, Rn will be shifted left by a value equal to the constant given here. If I write 1 here, then Rn will be shifted left 1 times. If I write 5 here, Rn will be shifted left by 5 positions, and the shifted value is stored in the destination register RD. Okay. Next variant of LSL is LSL RD, Rn. So here the RD is acting as a destination register as well as a source register. Okay. So RD will be shifted left by an amount equal to the value present in Rn. Okay, just like here I have given the immediate value by to specify by how many positions I want to shift it to the left. Here that value will be stored in a register Rn, and by giving this form it is going to shift RD by that many positions. Okay. Next variant is the 32-bit variant LSL.W RD, Rn, Rm. So Rn is the source operand, and it will be shifted to the left by an amount equal to the value in Rm, and the shifted value will be stored in the destination register RD. Similar to this, we have this logical shift right. Okay. So in logical shift right, the mnemonic is LSR. RD, Rn, hash immediate means it will be shifted, Rn will be shifted to the right by these many positions specified by this immediate value. Similarly, LSR RD, Rn will shift RD by an amount equal to Rn, and this is the last one is the 32-bit variant LSR.W RD, RN, RM. So this is going to write shift RN, RM number of times and store the shifted value in RD. Next is arithmetic shift right. Now logical shift right is simply it is going to shift to the right by the specified number of positions. Whereas arithmetic shift right means in arithmetic shift right it is going to retain the sign value. Okay, whatever is there in the most significant bit. The most significant bit always specifies the sign of that number. So in arithmetic shift left the sign is retained, and then from the next position onwards it is shifted to the right. The three variants imply the same, shifting by an immediate value, shifting by a value stored in Rn, and the 32-bit variant as well. Okay. Next is rotate right. Okay. Rotate right, the mnemonic is ROR, and RD, Rn. Here RD will be rotated by by how many number of positions specified by the register Rn. In the second this thing ROR dot W RD, Rn, hash immediate. That means Rn will be rotated to the right by a value equal to the immediate value and stored in the destination register. Same here. Okay, here the number of times it is to be rotated is specified in the register RM. Then finally you have RRX. RRX.W, this is rotate right extended. So here this is also same as the rotate right, but here it is rotating through the carry. Okay, so the least significant bit will move to the carry and the carry will move to the most significant bit. So here I can write it this way, Rn, C. Okay, that is the destination C, RD. This flower brackets indicates that it is concatenated equal to Rn, Rc. The same rotate and shift instructions are demonstrated using this figure. The first one is the logical shift left, that is LSL. LSL, if you have the register here and the carry, so it is going to shift to the left. The least significant bit will be filled with the zeros, and the least significant bit will be shifted to the left by a number of bits specified, and the most significant, so it will go in this order, and the most significant bit will move to the carry. Logical shift right will be the other way around. The least significant bit will go to the carry and the most significant bit will be filled with the zeros, and the whole thing will be shifted to the right. Rotate before that arithmetic shift right. Arithmetic shift right, as I have told you, it is same as your logical shift right. The least significant bit will go to the carry and all the bits will be shifted to the right depending on the number of times it is to be shifted. But the thing here is the most significant bit, which is indicating the sign bit, so that will be retained. So the sign bit will be copied into itself. So only difference here is logical shift right, the most significant bit is filled with zeros, whereas here the most significant bit is filled by itself. Okay, so that is the difference between arithmetic shift right and logical shift right. Rotate right here, so it is going to rotate right. Okay, that means the least significant bit is going to the most significant bit, and it is going to traverse like this in the right direction. Okay, and the least significant bit is also copied into the carry carry bit. Okay, but the least significant bit only is going to fill the most significant bit, and it gets rotated like this. This is the difference in RRX, that is rotate right extended. Here what happens is it is getting rotated through the carry. Through the carry means the least significant bit is moving to the carry, and instead of the least significant bit going to the MSB as in ROR, here the carry bit is going to the most significant bit, and it is going to rotate right in this, it is going to shift right. Okay, so here the cycle or the rotation is happening through the carry bit.
Thank you.